Hi, welcome. We prepared this demo presentation to demystify a little bit the subject streaming platforms, and today we're going to show you one of the many possibilities that there are so you can do your digital events. You are watching this presentation in the environment called Crowdcast, that is one of the many platforms that you can use to make your communication channel and create a new way of communicate with your members, associates, and ecosystem. Crowdcast is being used by big companies such as Tesla, Harvard University, and with a channel more focused in education, Singularity University also has its own Crowdcast channel where you can find excellent contents for this digital transformation moment. What I just shown you, that is a meeting planner, is one of the many ways where you can insert brand activations for your sponsors and exhibitors, bringing all these TV techniques for your web event. Well, there are a lot of time that we've been saying that content is king, and content, in the case of Crowdcast, can be integrated to your own website. You can have your society website dash your new Crowdcast channel. What are the advantages of creating a new communication channel? First, you're going to have more engagement. Through the relevance of the content, you're going to have more touch points of your community. And secondly, after the event, you can keep the content organized on demand, creating then your own Netflix to engage your community. And of course, this is going to bring more relevance to your association and much more value to your engaged members. This platform where you are watching this event works in what we call SaaS, Software as a Service, and it's sold by subscription model. You choose your plan and do your subscription, and from that you start paying monthly according to the feature you need. For example, you are just running the trial mode from the platform, but for your actual event, our suggestion is the business subscription that will bring all the features that you will need. But here there are some advice for you. Take care, because the opposite of software as a service mentality is try to hide from the client which is the streaming platform, which is the content platform, so it is possible to price it in a different way. Yes, as you know, crises accelerate digital transformation process, but suddenly there are a lot of digital events specialists on the internet trying to sell you all kinds of solutions, including selling you a $140 monthly subscription sold by many thousands reais beyond. So that's why it's important to be very strong in the subscription model, software as a service. We believe in that, in transparency, and that's why we're saying that the platform is not the main issue here, but yes, how do you design your digital event? How do you plug and integrate other technologies to your broadcast environment? If you already have broadcast sign up, the magic is not him that does, but yes, what you're using before Crowdcast. And I'm going to show you during the presentations of today what agencies like MCI does that is far beyond than just choosing the streaming platform. We call it the 5 domains of digital events planning. First, learning and engagement, and secondly, design, how your event will appear for the people who's watching from home, and third, technology, network, interactivity, what is possible to do, polls, live Q&A, all the part of technology support, and also how your audience can have network alternatives. And fourth place, it's doing a good content management and also your speakers, taking care of the lighting, sound, backgrounds, speakers setup, and most importantly, what's gonna be projected. If you don't take care with what the speakers will show on the screen, maybe the user experience is not that good. Now, I'm going to show you a live poll just to demonstrate how that works. In this case, I did a question. What would you say about the future of events? And here, I have MCI team ready to answer this question. Just giving a few times so they can answer it. And yes, there we go. Let's call the results on screen. And there I have, in real time, the results of the poll that you can open during any time from the back to our main topic here. You're going to remember that I said a few times that the most important thing is not the streaming platform that you're going to use when you're planning your digital events. But yes, it's all about experience design and experience that the attendee will have accessing it by home. Let's give a very practical example of what I'm saying. I'm broadcasting this event through Crowdcast. And now I'm going to invite a remote invitee that is accessing it through Skype from Rio de Janeiro. Welcome, Frederico Torres. Good afternoon, everybody. Well, I'm talking from Rio de Janeiro. It's a pleasure to be here talking. And as Nate just said, it doesn't matter which is the platform. I'm talking through Skype, and what counts is the user experience. Thank you, Fred. Here we are showing the possibility to make a link through your digital event and several softwares and meeting softwares. Let's gonna make another demo here and call a second guest that is in São Paulo, and Márcio Kodama got an invite. It's a Zoom link, so he's a speaker that is accessing through Zoom and is here straight on my digital event. Hello, Kodama. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hey, how are you? I'm good. I want to make a question for you about the finance. What happens when you're selling ticket? When we are presenting Crowdcast, we know is a content platform that allows you to offer free events for the attendees, but also you can sell tickets. In a regular situation, when we are selling tickets for congresses, for example, we had a few taxes. We have actually two types of costs. The first cost would be the selling platform, and secondly we have the credit card operator or payment gateway. All of that is summed, and we had a discount from each ticket that we sold. In this case of Crowdcast, how does it work? The costs through ticket selling. Well, it's pretty much the same thing, but the difference is that in the digital environment, we have everything integrated. So the payment and registration happens in the same platform where the person will attend the event. And the final amount, it's minor, it's around 5%. So compared to all other ticket selling platforms. And in the case of free tickets, I already explained how the software as a service works, that you pay monthly, but if you decide to make a free event, then there is no cost. You don't pay anything beyond the subscription model. That's correct? Exactly. So the person will just access clicking in the button, and if the organizer wants, also can include a password and do registration before. Thank you very much, Marcio. Wishing you a very good afternoon in São Paulo, and I'm following here in the studio. And now I'm gonna show you, getting back to my presentation. It's very simple. It's a PowerPoint, as we always did, just using a clicker. And here we're seeing my slide. It is a traditional PowerPoint. So it's gonna make your speaker life easier because you will just use a common clicker. And here what I'm showing is the difference between the virtual events. And this one that I'm showing you today, it's what we call multi-location show, where you have the event happening from a central studio, and then we use all these technologies that we call multiplex, and then integrate several other technologies. As you just saw, we integrated Zoom, Skype, Crowdcast, and that's what we call multi-location show. Now, I'm gonna show you, and I know that this is very interesting, the behind the scenes, what happens behind the show, where the magic happens. So I'm gonna show you, asking to my technical people here to walk around the studio, and then you can see how it works. how the links works, how do we integrate all the platforms and technologies. Here I am saying hi to you in front of the chroma key. And this green screen here is what allows me to make all that immersive environment and create your digital stage experience. Here you're seeing really what happens behind a digital event. And following, I'm going to show you another possibility to make brand activation for your sponsor and exhibitors. And that means inserting a full screen mode video, as you're going to see now, from our sponsor MCI, Building Community. This is cool, right? Get to know the behind the scenes of a digital event like this one. Now I'm gonna show what you can do to take yet more advantage from your content channel once your Crowdcast channel is already published. One, you're gonna make new lives straight from your channel. Easily, with 4 clicks, you are live on your community screen. It's also possible to make available content on demand after the event. So after you have a digital event that is recorded and you make it available on your platform. We are all cheering to the return of face-to-face events. And then, when it can happen, you also can record your live event and then upload the content to make it available on demand. Beyond all of that, at any given moment, when you are doing a new digital event, a summit or web meeting, you also can upload the content to your Crowdcast channel and have more relevant content to your community. Now, here comes a question that always comes when we are talking about digital events. What can I measure? What are the capabilities of analytics and reports? What are the tracks that I can do and KPIs I can follow inside this platform? I'm gonna invite Ian, who is a Crowdcast professional, and in 1 minute, he will explain to us about some dashboards and KPIs that we can have available into the Crowdcast.
Digging into these, we realized that the most important metrics for you are actually these two numbers right here, this 59% here and 46%. We call this the sign-up rate and the show-up rate. So instead of having to dig down and scroll down and find it, we just decided to pull it right up to the top and they're right here. So the sign-up rate is purely this number right here, whereas the show-up rate is this step right here. And so you can see that those key metrics are right there for you. Your sign-up rate is the metric that tells you exactly how well your landing page is performing, right? So if you've got a really attractive landing page with a video, an attractive cover image, a really good description for your value proposition, you're gonna get a higher sign-up rate. And your show-up rate tells you how well your reminder emails are working. So your events might have different sign-up rates and show-up rates, so we brought them right to the top.
Thank you very much, Ian, for your explanation. And here we follow. Now, who's going to make some questions to you? It's me. And they are very strategic questions. What are the fundamental questions to the future of your association? Number one, how your entity can personalize content in a way that is relevant to each member. What are the digital solutions that we're going to use to build this ecosystem that is future-proof? What's going to be the role of your association into this modern learning, and what's the expectation of your members? What is the future of education, and how do you adapt your strategy to answer the demands of the fourth industrial revolution? And the last question, what are the skills that are changing in your sector, and how your entity will support this transformation? We're getting to the end of our today's transmission. And now what I need to do is remember you that this speech also can be watched in Portuguese. You just find the Crowdcast home and then you register yourself to the Portuguese version so you can watch it. And also, there are a last advice here. We prepared an example of dashboards and analytics that you can get after a session. Just download by clicking this button here. And with this, I end up the presentation and I'm at your disposal for any questions that you might have. Thank you very much for your time.